Zach Osborne. It's your second appearance on the team, but it seems like it might as well be your 12th. You're into this event. You love this event. You seem like you were all in on this all year long. Even though you only technically raced for Team USA once, it seems like a race that really means a lot to you.
It is. I mean, it's one of my biggest dreams as a racer was to be a part of Team USA, and to now have it 2 times is really awesome. I always felt like if you set the goal to be on the nation's team, you had a good enough season to deserve something pretty big, which is the honor to be on the team. So I always felt like that was a really good goal and mindset to have. And, for it to come true the second time is really awesome.
For Justin, you're relatively new to the pro ranks overall. And say 5 years ago as an amateur, literally we didn't even know who you were. I'm just telling you, right? So did you think like, hey, I'm going to be on the nation's team someday? Was this even a dream you had a couple of years ago?
No, it's been so crazy. Like coming up as an amateur, I was really no one, and every race, every year was just like a stepping stone, and I'd set new goals for myself in that season. So slowly but surely, we've been making our way up the ranks, and now second full pro year, we're headed for the biggest I think honor you can have as a rider for this country. So pretty speechless on it all, but it's been a long journey.
And then, Jason, you rode for the team before and kind of stepped up. You had missed a lot of the season in 16 and kind of rushed back just to race the event that year. So talk about what this event means to you, because obviously you could have not done it, and you've chosen to do it before.
Yeah, I mean, the year I did race it, I only think I raced 2 races that whole year. So I love the event. The event is fun. Obviously we have pride for our country, so we want to go there. We want to do well, and honestly, the event's just fun, and I thrive off those conditions. So it's going to be a good time, and I think we're going to have our hands full with the conditions. But I think all 3 of us are we're ready to go over early and prepare the best we can. But I think we have a good shot at doing very well, and we're all excited, and a good group of guys, and yeah, we're going to have a great time.
Cool. All right, we got some questions. I got plenty myself, but
Jason, last time around, it was spectacular, both for the highs and lows within one moto. Is top of the instruction list for this year, don't roll the finish line jump?
Last time, it started off all bad, because in the qualifying race, I broke my foot. And then tried to get that together, did the first race, that fiasco happened or whatever, but it was wild. So I'm hoping it's a little less dramatic this time, but hopefully same riding, same result would be nice. But at the same time, it's a team effort, and we're all there to accomplish one goal, and that's the plan. But yeah, less dramatic as last time, and we'll be good to go.
Justin, I saw you have a Team USA helmet that's pretty spectacular. The guys on either side of you usually have black gear. Do you guys get to step up with the custom helmets too, or not?
Yeah, we
Not today, but yeah.
Yeah, this is like the only race that we're able to. So we definitely are stoked about having a different helmet. I think I ran the same paint job for 10 years, so it'll be nice.
Let's talk about the conditions a little bit. We know it's sand. They're really good at riding that over there. It's in Holland. That's kind of their specialty. It's not a normal motocross track because it's really a road race facility that they truck sand in, but it's still a sand track. So for all 3 of you, just talk about adapting to those conditions. How good are you normally in sand, and what are you going to do to get ready for this?
Obviously, for me, Southwick was my best race this year with a 3-1 and some really good riding. I've raced in European sand before, and I know sort of the gist of it. And we have a really good plan with training and riding, and also with some settings from the European teams from Husqvarna to go there and really make a good push for it. So I think we have all the right pieces to the puzzle and all the right support to be able to go there, adapt quickly, and really get our feet dug in to going for a win.
What is this schedule? What are you guys going to do? Do you know yet exactly?
Yeah, I mean, Jason goes on the 4th, and then we start riding. I go on the 9th. We start riding on the 10th, and we have a pretty big test with the factory straight away to kind of sort through some settings and some changes with our bike that they feel will benefit us in the sand. And then from there, it's just kind of adapting to the time change, the food, and settling down into a routine that we're used to, and comfortable with from the States, and just go to the race.
Yeah, so then for both you and Jason, that's a long time. You're there for like almost a month. So what's that going to be like? Obviously, it's got to be weird, but maybe are you looking at it as a fun opportunity? How does that all work?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I fly out September 1st, and bringing my buddies with me, and we're gonna enjoy it. It's a Euro trip, so we're gonna have a whole month there and just ride sand. And I think honestly, if we were to stay at home in Florida or California and ride to prepare for the event, it would be a little bit harder, because I think that change of scenery honestly makes it feel something new. You know, kind of helps us out a little bit as far as staying motivated and stuff like that. But I think, and me and Zach, we got a place. We each got our own place. We're staying next to each other, so I think it's going to be all in all an experience and a good time, and we're going to have fun. We're going to enjoy it.
Jason, what's your sand riding background? Do you look forward to sand tracks in particular?
I feel like I'm pretty decent. I don't know. Me and Zach went and rode Croom the other day, and I feel like we rode it pretty good, but I don't know what that is compared to the sand over there. But I think that it's gonna be fun. But no matter what, if we're gonna put our best foot forward, and yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna be good, but we'll find out.
Zach, having done the GP circuit over there and some of the really gnarly sand tracks, what do you change on technique, and is there anything that you can offer these guys as far as help and suggestions?
I mean, they're both just as good as I am, or better, you know, in certain situations. So not really. I think as far as technique goes, it's something that you kind of have to experience and learn and find yourself. Obviously, I have a little bit of background with the bike settings and everything, but we have really good support from Husqvarna in Austria to manage all that. So I think we're in a really good spot. I know that there's a lot of, not negativity, but a lot of doubters as to why we're even going or whatever, but I think that we're in a much better position than that. And I think that we have a really good chance at doing really well. There's the Motocross of Nations is a hard event to win, and I think that just showing up and being there and putting yourself in the positions to get good finishes can really change a lot in the end.
Okay, so we know the schedule for these two, the teammates. What's your travel plans, Justin, and what's your background of riding in sand?
I grew up on Long Island, so about all I had was a sand pit. And, 65, 85s, I was always like into the 30-minute motos, like trying to do what the pros are doing. But a lot of experience in that kind of sand, but obviously going over there, it's quite different. I can imagine. I've done a couple beach races, actually, that I think are kind of be like similar in that sort of sense, and they're definitely a lot trickier. So sand's a lot more slick and stuff like that. So it's going to be important to get over there pretty early and adapt the best we can before we put ourselves in that racing situation. So I'll be headed over there, I think the 15th, and we'll get about 2.5 weeks of riding in before. But yeah, until then, just go back to California, figure out, ride the bike a couple more times while we're going to be running at the Nations, and just get a little more testing time in to get the most out of the bike, and before we head over there.
Justin, it sounds like this time around there's a little more togetherness too. People aren't so, or the plan is to not have everybody so isolated in different tents.
Yeah, we plan as soon as I get over there, they'll be riding together, doing their own testing, and then once I get over there, we'll be riding at the same tracks and be a team and giving each other pointers and just getting set up as a team to go over there and be comfortable to race as a team.
We're actually making a big push within Team USA to bring sort of the unity back to it and not be so sprawled out, and really better communication with everyone within the team to bring the unity back to it.
Zach, obviously I know Jason's raced in Europe before, but as a team captain and with your previous experience in Europe, what's the one or two things you would really tell the guys to be prepared for, whether it's like food or language or travel or whatever?
I would say mainly pertaining to this race, it's a pretty intimidating experience. There's a lot of fans that are just as passionate about their country as we are about our country, and they can get pretty rowdy. So I think the biggest thing is just kind of blocking out the haters, if you will, and just going there to do our job and represent our country and be ambassadors for what we are and who we are and what we represent.
Maybe a quick question for Justin. Justin, I know that your teammates, Rockstar, Husqvarna, have a really big global presence and are really big in the GPs and everything. Of course, I know Yamaha has a 250 GP team and stuff, but is it too soon, or have you guys had any discussions with how Yamaha in Europe is going to help or support you?
Yeah, I believe the team has been talking to the Kamiya team, and they've always helped us as we've gone over to Europe. So they'll be more than happy to help us, and I think get us in a situation to where we have everything we need to go and do our testing and all the stuff that we need to get done over there.
One more question. Were any of you guys at Redbud last year? Did you watch it on TV? And what, I guess, anything stand out from that race?
I mean, I watched it on TV. Everyone, the same thing stands out as, the track was a little bit different, and the success, maybe we didn't do what we thought they would as a team. So really, that's neither here nor there. I mean, it's in the past, and we're trying to move forward and put Team USA back on the cup.
I'll leave it open to whoever wants to answer it, but do you guys actually enjoy having a little bit more of an underdog role this year rather than last year? The expectations for Team USA were really high because partly being at home, partly the team that was out there. Do you like this role a little better?
I think for the past 6 years, I feel like we've been kind of the underdog, but USA itself has always had a big presence at the event, and everyone, it's always, there's the other countries there, but I really feel like it's USA versus everyone else. That's what everyone looks at. So, yeah, we're underdogs, but people, they're still really curious on how we're going to do against them. So there is a lot of attention on us still, every time we go over there. But at the same time, it is nice not having 14 wins behind us. I mean, not that I'm bummed or anything, but yeah, I think it'd be nice to hopefully break that streak and bring it back. But yeah, it's for USA. There's a lot of attention, and no matter if you're the underdog or not, people are watching you.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much USA against the world. No matter what year we go, what team we have, everyone's looking at USA and seeing what we're bringing pretty much. So no matter what any people say about USA, like, we're going to be a threat each year, and it's really expected out of us, I guess. So, yeah, the goal is to go there and win, and I think that's always been the plan.
For all three of you, you're putting a whole month on the back of your season. How do you adjust to, you got to be ready to race Supercross in January, assuming you're racing West. You guys certainly will. How do you put that whole program together? Because this would be a great time to actually get a break, and you're certainly not going to get it. So how does that all work for all three of you guys?
For me, September and October are kind of an awkward situation anyways. I think for everyone with the Monster Cup being thrown in there. And so it's kind of train in September, train in October, and I enjoy, like you said earlier, I'm very passionate about this race, and it's something that I really want to do. So for me, it's just a choice of whether I want to train in October or September, and I would rather just train in September. I can go to Europe and enjoy some time away from the heat in Florida, and like Jason said, it's a good change of scenery. We can continue riding and stay sharp, and it's just a great opportunity for me.
Are you worried at all, Justin, that, oh man, because I put an extra month on my season that it could affect next year? How do you manage your whole off season around this?
I mean, it's been a pretty long year for me. Like, it's my first full Supercross and Motocross season. Now we're doing this, and it's kind of just like I'm just looking forward to the next step. It's not really dwelling on the fact that I've been training for a year straight. And yeah, I think it's going to be important to get some time off, and I'll probably do that right after we race this. We'll come back and take a few weeks off. I don't think there's any really rush to get right into Supercross. Always have the option to do East again. And, yeah, whatever happens, happens. I don't think it's too much of a rush at this point.
Yeah, and you won Supercross title before, so how does it work?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't mind racing all the time. I mean, I enjoy it. I mean, as soon as I come back from the Nations, I'm ready to get ready for Monster Cup, and then I got, my overseas races, and I do as many as they allow me to do. And, yeah, I mean, for me, I enjoy it. It's way more productive than anything else I do with my weekend, so, yeah, let's go.
Zach, you're the team captain. I know you're being modest. You said at Unadilla that's maybe because you're old. But I do feel like behind the scenes you were trying to get everybody on board because it's tough after Redbud especially to get people to buy in. Oh, we're going to Holland. They're so good in sand. So talk a little bit about trying to be a cheerleader behind the scenes and try to rally the troops because it really was necessary, I feel, this year to do that.
Yeah. Yes and no. I mean, obviously the decision from the other guys was pretty early, long before the PR came out or whatever. And as soon as we kind of knew that it was going to be us three, there was no rallying. These guys have been on board, and everyone around Team USA has been on board with us three from the get-go. And I think that's, like I've said 50 times, a huge part of it is just finding guys who are enthusiastic and as excited about the event as everyone else. And we have that. We have three guys that really want to be there. Obviously, with our travel schedules and what we've told you so far, that's proven. And I think that there's no better choices than what we have, honestly. It's not like I chose the team by any means or I was a guaranteed person, but I think that since we were chosen, I've tried to do my very best as captain and rally the troops, and yeah, we're off.
So Justin, being the youngest of these guys, obviously, and they have both experience in this event, what are you going to do to just be a sponge and soak everything in? Like I said, Zach being a team captain, Jason having experience as well. Just what is that going to be like for you to both learn on and off the track with both of these guys?
Obviously, I'm going to rely on them a little bit and the team just as a whole to get as much information and knowledge I can. Like we're all a team here, so we're all going to help each other out as best we can. And yeah, obviously we'll rely on them, but as for myself, I'm going to take all that knowledge and just do the best I can like I do in every other race I enter. So we're a team. This is a team effort. And I think what I saw last year is I think the winning team had 40-something points. And that it just shows you that everyone, it can be inconsistent. And it really just takes a consistent team sometimes. And we're just going to go over there and, put in what we can. And hopefully it all works out.
Zach, I got a question for you. As team captain, you have everything you're pushing for. Are you going to push for practicing all together and maybe pitting together as a team, or will they be separate pits?
We have actually made a really good plan with the team, and also we're working with Ustream to try to get everyone as close together as possible at the race. And then, as Justin said earlier, we've already made plans that when they arrive in Europe, obviously Jason and I will be already riding together and training together every day, but when they arrive in Europe, we'll be riding and training together also. So, yeah, it's a massive team effort.
All right. And then you said you're going to be testing with the teams over there. Are you going to run their chassis?
We don't know.
All right.
If anyone doesn't have anything else, I have one more. Okay, we know that the sand tracks in Europe are gnarly, but is this like that? It's a man-made track. They're bringing in local sand, so it kind of feels like that. But is this racing at Lommel? Does anyone know? Because we hear that the Americans to adapt to those tracks is really hard. But is this track that, or is it kind of a hybrid? Because it is built on a road race track. Does anyone know if it's the same as racing in Lommel or Valkenswaard or something?
Just from watching, I feel like it's a little bit flatter.
Yeah, I think
they prep it after every moto for the most part in the GPs. So, but it's I think it's way more like that white sand.
Yeah, it's obviously very man-made too, and I think that when they pre-build the rollers, it changes the dynamic of it a little bit. Whereas Lommel or Lierop or sand race like that, it just gets so nasty and deep. Whereas with this, obviously, it can only get so deep because it's pavement underneath, and then building rollers on top of that, it kind of doesn't allow those big holes, which is what's really, really hard to find technique-wise. So I think that favors us a little bit.
Everybody else? One more, Mitch. No.
So Justin, being the newest guy to the team, are you nervous about it at all, or does that put any extra pressure on you, or like you said, just gonna let everything take care of itself, or how do you, like I said, are you nervous about that at all, or what?
I mean, yeah, it's a lot of pressure, but we're going in as a team, and that's what really this event is about. It's not really about me going there and killing it. It's about the team killing it. So we all have pressure on ourselves to go out there and do what we need to do as a rider and put what we can into the team. And that's, I mean, yeah, there's pressure on that. There's pressure on every race, though. So I'm just going to try and, live in the moment and not really, not let the big picture get to me when it's time to race, and just go out and do what I can do.
This isn't so much a question, but a statement. I think as a team, you guys are the best team we have and the best guys to go, and I'm really pumped to see how well you do over there.
We appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's a good note to end it. That will be our press conference. The bikes are in the pits, I'm assuming. They disappeared.
Yeah.
All right, bikes are in the pits if you want to take more pictures. Team USA, everybody. See you in Assen.